I'm a big fan, Breland. You know that, right?
I'm also a big fan.
You know what this of yourself? We're both Breland fans.
We're both Breland fans.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. This new song, "Praise the Lord," is so good.
Thanks,
I
man.
mean, I heard you. I walked out during the commercial, and I think I heard you guys doing praise, or it just runs in my head nonstop. It's one of those two. It's either
I think you heard us say
a looping thing, and you're gonna perform that here in a second. But I'm just so curious about how your live performances have been going, because I think you told me when you went out to play for Dirks, when Dirks called and was like, "Breland, I'm a big fan, come play," you were like, I hadn't performed like that live before, right?
Yeah, I'd only played 2 shows before that, one of which was a whiskey jam, and the other one was at my former high school.
Which is crazy to think. And then Dirks calls and goes, "Come out and play."
Yeah.
But I saw, are you playing Stagecoach?
We are, yeah.
So it has gone from 0 to 60.
Yeah, 0 to 100 if you're in kilometers.
Yeah, well, I'm not, though. I've been places where I use kilometers and have no idea how far.
No, you never know.
So you're on stage doing these shows now. Are you kind of getting it? Are you feeling comfortable performing?
I would say after this summer, I definitely feel comfortable. It just you need the reps. You got to be able to work through different types of problems, figure out how your body responds to different climates, different types of audiences, people who are and aren't necessarily familiar or receptive to what you're doing. And I'm starting to get some of that confidence.
Breland's like one of the most cerebral artists that I think I've ever spoken to.
I can tell he just brought up
He
kilometers.
brought kilometers, yeah.
There are a lot of people in the world that kilometers is not like a big word for them.
World. But in the States, what? We're like kilometers, kilograms. We don't know what any of this stuff is. Your parents, gospel singers.
Yeah.
And, I definitely, especially in this song, because it's an easy, okay, well, it makes sense. Praise the Lord. But how much of that stylistically, vocally, do you think that was passed on to you?
I would say a lot of it. You grow up in a house with 2 people who have strong gospel voices. Like I would say a lot of my vocal choices are informed by some of the things that my parents were doing as singers and listening to in the house.
Did you sing in church?
I did, yeah.
Could you let it go? I mean, as a kid, did you have the power to do that young? Where they were like, that kid right there, he's going places.
I don't think I was that kid. I think my sister was that kid. I think I started to grow into it over time. I was a pretty shy kid, so you would have to like really push me to get in front of an audience. Now I'm more comfortable, but at like 10, 11, 12, there was vocal talent, but you would have to be really close to my family to probably know it.
There's so much vocal talent. When I say he wasn't performing, he still could sing his face off. I'm gonna have you play right now. This is the Praise the Lord, and on the track, if people spin it, Thomas Rhett's on it with you.
Yeah.
Do you call him? How does that get to him?
Yeah, I sent it through some channels, seeing if I could get it to him, and it eventually did a few months after we wrote it. And I was like, I'm not putting this song out until we get Thomas on the song, and if he doesn't get on the song, I'm never gonna put it out.
You were never gonna put this out without him?
I wouldn't have put it out without him. I knew I wanted him on the song, and I was gonna stick to that.
Are there any songs that you were like, you know what? If I don't get Harry Styles, I ain't putting it out. And then he said, no, we never heard it. How many of those actually exist?
Some of those exist.
Really?
Maybe not necessarily with Harry specifically, but there are artists that I'm waiting for them to get on it to put it out.
You let me know who. We'll call them out right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
we'll publicly shame them. Yeah.
Tell Kane to quit playing.
Not Kane? I'll call him right now. Okay, so here's Breland. I love the song. This is called Praise the Lord. So you put out the record, and you can tell how much you're respected in Nashville by all the people that agreed to do the record with you, right? It came out like a couple weeks ago, September 9th, right?
Yep.
So just to list some of them here, you got Ingrid Andress, you got Lady A, Keith Urban, Mickey Guyton, obviously Thomas Rhett. I heard about you first. I was with Keith Urban.
Yeah.
And he was like, you got to hear this guy. And I was like, wow, he is good. But when Keith Urban brings up somebody, you're like, okay, well, if Keith respects him, then I probably should pay attention. And I know you've written with Keith. Mm-hmm. What is that like to just sit with him? Because Keith's a genius and quirky.
Yeah.
And is thinking 10,000 things at once. Mm-hmm. And you're meeting him and writing with him the same day. I got to assume that, is there any pressure there at all?
There wasn't really any pressure because I knew that because he reached out to me that there was a level of mutual respect creatively. So I was like, all I really have to do is come in and do what I usually do. And that was the thing that caused him to reach out in the first place. So we should be good. And Keith and I are both, we think about music very differently, but also very similarly. Like we agree on melody pretty much all the time. And usually when you write with people, there's melodic differences. I might be like, what about this melody? And they'll be like, what about this melody? We always agree on melody and we always agree on chords. But because he's such a talented instrumentalist, he'll play a lick before he'll sing something, and I'll sing something before I'll play something. And so we usually will kind of come at the song from two different perspectives and then land on something that we both agree on. So every song that we've done sounds very different. You know, a song like Crimson Blue that he dropped for Nine Perfect Strangers is wildly different than my song Throw It Back, which is totally different than the two songs that I co-wrote on his project. And all of them are the result of both of us agreeing on a totally different side of music, whether it's approaching it from a classic rock perspective, approaching it from a hip hop perspective, approaching it, you know, from this like Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd, classic, you know, whatever. We know what we want.
I saw you on TikTok with, and I don't know if you released the song, but I'm a big Maisie Peters fan.
Yeah.
And I was talking about her on this show a few weeks ago because her songs are so hooky.
Yeah.
And you were singing one of her songs. Which one were you duetting her
Kate's
with?
brother.
Oh, that's what it is. That's
we put a Breland
Kate's
version
brother.
out. Yes.
Yeah. So, because you were talking, were you set up? Did she know you were going to do that?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean,
Because it looked like you were shooting your shot
Yeah.
right on.
Yeah, we you know, TikTok, here's the secret for those of you who are listening. Nothing that looks like it's a surprise on TikTok is a surprise. It is
Wait, what?
Yeah, it's very everything is
Stop.
planned in advance. Like, I'm not trying to ruin everyone's social media engagement, but yeah, everything is planned. They probably filmed it like 4 or 5 times to get it right. These tour announcements where they get a call out of nowhere.
Oh, those seem so fake. Yeah, those do seem so fake.
They're dripping in it. Like, I'm
Yeah.
like, come on, like, who buys this? But some people buy it. So I just wanted to pop that bubble real quick. It's all fake.
Well, you sold it to me because I was like, oh, I like Maisie. And then I saw you and I was like, oh, okay. I was like, oh, look, Breland shooting a shot with Maisie Peters.
Yeah.
And then I was going to ask you next time I saw you, but it was all set up.
Yeah, it was all set up.
I'm a mark.
I did that song. I love Maisie. I think what she's doing out in the UK and on a global scale is massive. She's so talented as a writer, vocalist, entertainer. I've seen clips of her live show. She brings it. But that song, I've never done a song that was in that kind of punk pop lane. And I liked a lot of that music. It was reminiscent of like early Avril Lavigne.
Yeah, Avril, like Hillary Duff even.
Oh,
like
100%.
then, yeah.
And you know, I'm a 90s kid, so that was all the stuff that we were listening to when I was in school. So for me to be able to get on a song like that and kind of add my sauce and flavor to it, tell my side of the story, it was a lot of fun.
Well, I'm just sad I was tricked. Like all he's talking about, all I can think about is how big of an idiot I am.
You've been bamboozled.
Yeah, I've been and I try not to be bamboozled. She has a song, John Hughes movie. I'm a big fan of Maisie Peters.
Yeah.
So when I saw that, I was like, dang, I like both of them. So look, you're an amazing performer, you're an amazing singer. You do have a lot of followers on TikTok too, by the way. Like, don't you have you have millions, right?
There's like 500,000.
Maybe you have all the I looked and I was like, dang, like you already built a TikTok following too. Are you making any money on social media yet?
Probably somewhere. Yeah, I would have
Probably.
to ask.
You're so rich you don't even know anymore.
No, it's not even that.
I got
social
you.
media money, I don't even know where that would register, but I'm sure I've benefited from it in some way, directly or indirectly.
Yeah. Okay, Amy, you have anything for Breland? I'm going to play his new single. But
Yeah, well, I just want to personally know about his energy. Like when I walked in, I felt it, and then the whole time you're performing, I had goosebumps. So like, what do you do to keep yourself? Maybe you were just born this way.
Definitely not.
Okay, so what do you do to keep yourself with whatever this energy is that you have?
Yeah. I have become very intentional about 2 things. One, who I am and am not spending time around. People who don't pour into me, who don't believe in me, who don't hold me accountable. I don't spend time with anyone who isn't a part of that. And then 2, just focusing on gratitude, being grateful for everything, whether it's good or bad. That's why in the song, when it says win or lose, praise the Lord, like I really abide by that. I think it's easy to be grateful for things when you're getting good news and when things are going the way that you want them to. It's really hard to do that and almost seems counterintuitive to do that when you're getting bad news or when things are tough. And I've been really mindful of just being grateful for everything regardless.
Ray, you saw Breland where? like Chick-fil-A grabbing food?
Yeah, you just went through the straight up drive-through. I think you walked up to it. I figured you maybe had a person go get you your food.
Oh, you can't hear him.
Yeah, yeah.
I forgot to have headphones.
I can't hear you. I
So
just heard a
Ray
mumble.
said he saw you at Chick-fil-A and you walked up because there's a Chick-fil-A and there's a window you can walk to. And he was like, I was surprised he didn't have somebody just getting his food for him. He's Breland.
No, I'm definitely getting my own food. What do you guys? This is my first album. Like, what do you think is going on here? Like, I had Keith pull up and play with me at the High Watt last year, and he came to the sound check entirely by himself. Nobody. Just walked in looking like Keith. I was like, this is absurd. So yeah, I'm definitely getting my own food. Until I pass that level, I will be getting my own food.
Well, we can't wait until you do pass that level.
I'm still going to be getting my own food.
I don't know. Ray saw you. He was shocked. He was like, Breland was getting his own food.
You'll see me at
Wait,
Chick-fil-A in
But you
2035.
can walk up to Chick-fil-A.
Well, yeah, there's a window. You
Yeah.
can walk,
Well, it
you can
depends
order it
on
on
the
the app.
Chick-fil-A.
Sure, you can order it on the app.
Oh.
And then I have my people go get it for me. So they go up to the window. Just kidding. Okay, hey, let's talk about this single real quick because we're going to play it here. We're going to play Natural.
Yeah.
So just give me some general thoughts about this song.
Yeah.
Their audience needs to know, so they're in a space to really enjoy it before they hear it for the first time.
Natural is a Shania Twain interpolation. You will be able to sing some parts of Man, I Feel Like a Woman over this song. They mash up nicely. But I've always been a big Shania fan. She's one of the artists that first got me into country. Obviously, she did that for millions of people around the world. But yeah, with Natural, I just wanted to be able to show some love to some of the women that I love in country music, and I feel like 90s was a great era for that.
Now, let's do one of those for what it's worth, and we'll have both of them set up.
Understood.
Hold on, let me set you up again.
Yep.
So we're going to play the single for what it's worth. Now, for our audience who hasn't heard this, it's always weird to hear a song for the first time.
Yep.
It's good to have some background. Give me what they need to know before they hear it.
Yeah, the song is just my take on a breakup song. I've had a couple breakups in my life, and anytime I've had one, I hold myself accountable for the things that I may have dropped the ball on. And I wanted to write a song from that perspective, just maturely being able to say, hey, I understand I may not have been the person that you wanted me to be for you at that time, and I hope that you're able to find that.
He's like so
Wow,
mature.
I know.
Like I hate myself when I hang out with them because I'm like, I just want to be him.
I'm soaking him
Come
up.
on, Bobby.
Yeah,
we are one and the same.
Here was Breland, great live performance, and we're gonna play your new song now. Hey, love seeing you. Come back again soon. Great job, and here's the new song from Breland here on the Bobby Bones Show.